Myers. Jacoby and Myers is now taking claims from those injured as a result of taking Xarelto. You won't pay a thing unless your case is settled.
Please call 800-970-6360.
In the Factor follow-up segment tonight, marijuana legalization. Today is April 20th, also known as 420. I had to be told what that meant. A de facto holiday for marijuana enthusiasts everywhere, and a new poll out from CBS News is giving them more reason to celebrate. Support for marijuana legalization is at an all-time high. 61% of Americans want it to be legalized. 33% say it should stay illegal. In the handful of states where it's been legalized, marijuana is already turning into a multi-billion-dollar industry. But it's also not without some downsides. And joining us now to analyze is Fox News correspondent at large, Geraldo Rivera. So I was a Just Say No kid, right? Nancy Reagan's program, Just Say No. I was 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I believed that if my brain were an egg, that would be my brain on drugs. So I never did it. So I'm trying to understand the case for legalization.
Well, you're one of the few people in the building, I would venture to say, that has not tried pot. One of the few people
in the country.
In the country.
Right.
I remember turning on my mom and dad at one point. It didn't last long. The fact is that the vast majority of people are in favor of the legalization. 88% of Americans believe that medical marijuana should be appropriate. 61%, as you cite the CBS poll, think it should be legalized. It's spreading like wildfire. You mentioned the fastest growing business. It's the fastest growing business sector since .com. It's growing at 25% a year. It's already $7 billion. It'll be over $20 billion by the year 2021. It is a fact of life. 26 states now have some kind of legalization, either medical marijuana or absolute legalization. Colorado, Washington, Oregon are already legal. California, Massachusetts, Maine, Nevada have already passed laws that make it legal. It's spreading. It is inevitable. The only kind of fly in the ointment is the mixed signals from the Trump administration.
Well, but so friends of mine that live in Colorado, I should say my cousin is actually in the business, apparently. I've not been, but I hear her place is fabulous on the 16th Street Mall in Denver. But
a little plug there.
Other friends of mine say that the rise in homelessness, especially with young people, is taxing the system, that there are way more pot-related car accidents, and that they have this increase of kids in the hospital because of access to marijuana, whether it be accidental or just higher THC content.
I have not seen reliable statistics to back up, to corroborate any of those negative downsides. I think it's being studied now. I think that as with the end of alcohol prohibition, there's a time when people have to learn exactly, when they get high, when, you never go to work
Greg
high.
Gutfeld says that pot smokers should stop being jerks, and then maybe people would be more accepting.
Well, I also know for the record that Greg Gutfeld went to Berkeley, so I wonder what his...
He did. But he's pro-legalization.
Well,
but he's like pro-legalization of drugs.
But what I have to say about the Attorney General, though, I really think that for him to say that marijuana is only slightly less awful than heroin is really so factually incorrect. It staggers my mind. I mean, for the record, I want people to know that in the 1970s, unlike you, that was my decade, I was on the board of the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Law, along with the senior senator from New York at that time, Jacob Javits.
I bet you guys had great meetings.
We had great meetings, but I mean, it was a very high-functioning, successful group, all of us in our own way. But what happened is then you had AIDS happened, and cocaine happened, and a lot of other things, very serious things. Then the Reagans came in, Just Say No, and in that big adverse response to all drugs, pot got swept up, and this evolution that I thought would happen much more rapidly was put off. Now, slowly, facts are replacing prejudice.
Are you willing to share about the ski industry? What you
Oh, yes,
commercial break?
absolutely.
Because I thought that was interesting.
I just came back from Telluride, not just, but in the last couple of weeks, skiing in Telluride. Beautiful, beautiful resort. You know it well. There are 4 big pot shops in town. They don't stick out. They're like the pubs. I mean, they're not like in Amsterdam where you have the pot coffee shops. They're subtle. They're discreet. They are absolutely revitalizing the Colorado ski industry. people aren't going to Utah anymore, and the Utah was attracting a lot of attention. Some of the other resorts states were. Now Colorado has been reinvigorated. Vail and Aspen and all those places that you know and love are now, because of this other aspect of it. The fact that it is legal and appropriate. It's not.
I'm trying to get there, but
You don't booze in public. You don't booze when you go to work. It's the same adjustments that people have to
okay.
make. Put it
You're
in their
chipping
place.
away
Chipping
at
away.
my opposition, so we'll
Okay.
keep talking about it. Geraldo, thank you.
Okay.
All right, coming up next.